thanks for joining us on Nationwide, coming to you live from NTA. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The federal government says it will leverage the Supreme Court judgments on local government autonomy to adequately oversight the third tier of governments in Nigeria in order to realize the renewed Hope agenda. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Zephaniah Gisalo, stated this at the ministry's 2024 annual retreat on performance management system. Kenneth Nanim reports.
The Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs is taking advantage of his annual retreat to deliberate on stage-by-stage methodology of performance management system, evaluating standards, operational procedures in line with international best practices.
It is a pivotal moment for us to reflect, to re-evaluate and re-strategize on how we can improve our performance management systems and intergovernmental coordination to provide better service to the Nigerian people.
The retreat is also discussing ways of upscaling capacities, skills and knowledge of staff in achieving the set goals. It was also a time to evaluate activities of agencies under the purview of the ministry to align collaborative efforts towards achieving the aims and objectives of the federal government. But for the minister, addressing challenges in the local communities is of paramount, and the Supreme Court's decision on local government autonomy provides the leeway.
We will make sure that local government give their attention to primary health centers, including the education, primary school, the junior secondary school, and the secondary school. I think giving them instructional materials, give them people desks and other things. That's what we're talking about. The local road where people go, like farmers, let them go to farm and bring their farm produce to the market.
Outcomes of the retreat, the ministry says, will be utilized in collaboration with the Central Delivery Coordination Unit of the federal government. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
All right, a report just reaching us says there is a school collapse in Jos, and my colleague Caleb Gochin is standing by to give us the latest updates there. Hello, Caleb, what can you tell us?
We are at Abuja, a part of Jos North local government area where this unfortunate incident happened. This is a school that is supposed to house about 400 students. Unfortunately, the school structure came down this morning. I think this follows the heavy rain that was witnessed in Jos yesterday. It is a very, very sad day for us in Jos that this is happening. We are telling you the crowd here is massive. Everybody is here. Here. Red Cross, fire service.
All right, Caleb, we'll come back to you subsequently. Your audio is having a few challenges. Let's press on. The Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria has commended President Bola Tinubu for taking legal steps to save local governments in Nigeria from total collapse. In a statement jointly signed by the National Coordinator Abdullahi Ibrahim and the National Secretary of the group, Dr. Nasir Balogun, the group described the Supreme Court judgment of Thursday, July 11th, as a catalyst that would save local governments in Nigeria of funds to perform their statutory functions. The group also praised the nation's Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, for his diligent prosecution of the case, which gave the federal government's victory on the matter. President Muhammadu Buhari, during his tenure, also signed Executive Order 10, which was to grant full autonomy to local government operations, but was challenged by state governors in the Supreme Court, and the governors won. On the minimum wage issue, the group appealed to the labor unions to reconsider its demand for 250,000 naira, pointing out that the nation's economy cannot bear it. He urged the unions to cooperate and quickly reach meaningful agreements with the federal governments and other relevant groups on a sustainable minimum wage for the nation to progress. Now, commendations continue to trail the autonomy granted local governments, and guests on Good Morning Nigeria believe there are impediments that may hinder effective autonomy, which must be tackled. Lydia Sampson tells us more.
State governors, through the State Assembly, have unfettered authorities over local governments and operational instruments across the value chains. What this means is without legitimately elected local governments, governors can allegedly still use their puppets to siphon funds from local governments despite their autonomy.
We have to be very careful, because in trying to create a workable system, we should not create confusions that we would not be able to manage.
Definitely there will still be need for constitutional alteration to streamline the position with what the Supreme Court has said. Because technically speaking, Section 16, the import of the Supreme Court decision yesterday has nullified Section 162 sub 6.
Some guests, on the other hand, believe the effectiveness of the autonomy depends on scrapping of the State Electoral Commission, who do the governor's bidding and allow INEC conduct local council elections.
We should take serious cognizance of the fact that local government chairman must be conscious of the fact that when they are given this money, they should be able to use it judiciously and be transparent with it, so that at the end of the day, the purpose of which this government is granted is not defeated.
All accusing fingers seems to be, pointed at the governors for this, governors for that.
Exactly.
I think as citizens, we should encourage them, because they should also be concerned about developments in their councils. So if they are not interested and concerned about developments in their local councils, what becomes of them when they retire, or when they finish tenure and then go back to their councils?
The guests are emphatic that oversight, monitoring and auditing of allocations to mitigate past mistakes of owing teachers and other salaries through mismanagement of funds must be prioritized. They call for prosecution of local government chairpersons found wanting. Achieving sustainable grassroots development and changing the narrative to harness the given autonomy, the guests say, requires collective patriotic efforts. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Well, joining us on Nationwide to discuss some of the issues raised in the reports is a former chairman of Buhari Area Council, Musa Diko. You're very welcome to Nationwide.
Thank you.
Okay, what does the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy portend for the local government administration, having been there formerly yourself as a local government chairman?
What a welcome development. This is what we have been expecting. This is what we have been waiting for. The Supreme Court judgment that came to us not like a surprise, but an anticipated judgment even before the judgment was passed. Local government autonomy is a panacea for security and economic stability in Nigeria. And I am happy that this time the governors of the 36 states shows willingness, even though they challenge the case at the Supreme Court, but they showed willingness to allow local government autonomy. I want to raise my thumb for Mr. President, who have taken the bold step this time, because he has a political will. He never wonders, he never cares what will happen to his second tenure. He decided to challenge the 36 states of the Federation to ensure that local government are autonomous. I think Nigerians this time around should be able to praise Mr. President for this action, should be able to applaud the governors for accepting the fact that Constitution is supreme. Nigerian Constitution is supreme. So at this point, we are haven't gotten yet another freedom. We have gotten an independence in Nigeria, because 774 local government to be independent now shows that Nigeria is greater in its independence. During my time as council chairman, we were privileged in the FCT to enjoy some certain things. But my colleagues at the state levels, their story has been so pathetic. And I want to say this time, the ball is now in their court, and they should be ready to face Nigerians as well, because Nigerians will rise to demand for accountability of all the resources that will be channeled to local government directly. There will be no excuse again against the governors. And I think this time around, Nigerians, the citizens of this country, should be ready, should be able to challenge every resources that goes to local council. And I want to urge the local council members, particularly the chairman, to say it is time to begin to think how do we render accountability. Like during my time, I made sure that we had a town hall meeting where we briefed Nigerians from Barriera Council how resources were gotten and how they were expended. So my joy is that the president has shown great concern about local government councils. The president has proven by this effort that, look, the economy of Nigeria must improve. So I want to say kudos to Nigerians, and of course, a very big thanks to Mr. President for this effort.
Absolutely. And in terms of operations of a full autonomy of the local governments, what are your views regarding security coordination, infrastructural developments, food production, amongst other issues at the grassroots?
Of course, local governments are three tiers of government, and by that, it shows that the coordination on security aspect is going to be much more better than it has been, because over time, the governor is left alone to cater for state and the local government. But now, with the autonomy, the operational activities are now in the hands of the local government at the beginning of the government, because local councils are the beginning of every government. Before you talk about the president, you must talk about the councillor in your ward, you talk about the council chairman, you talk about the traditional rulers under the council chairman. So with this autonomy now, the operation as it concerns the security, we should be able to see an improvement within the shortest possible time as the local government begin to operate without hindrance. So I'm comfortable and I'm convinced that the security situation in this country is going to douse down, because our citizens that are roaming about, our citizens that have become scavengers today, our citizens that are becoming hawkers today in the street is because the local councils are not functioning. And definitely by the time the local council begin to function, you will find out that less privileged persons within the capital city of various states and the federal capital territory will return back home to face reality and, of course, begin to see how we can improve on agriculture to ensure full security within the local government areas and the state by extension. So I see the operational base of the local council having gotten these powers now, having gotten this right now, improving. And the security of this nation will improve.
All right, you're expressing a lot of optimism, and rightly so, but do you foresee any challenges this new status of the local governments could pose in the overall administration of the local communities?
Yeah, I foresee challenges in the sense that these are democratic settings. The governors will want to make sure that they retain their structures, they retain the powers of controlling the local councils. And some local council chairmen will want to see it as, no, we cannot continue to be under you again, even when it comes to elections. However, it is a plus to both the state governor and the local council, once we can synergize very well. The challenge that will come again will be to the local council themselves, because they have to understand that, look, having been autonomous is now a new era. If the Economic and Finance Commission was not going after them the way they think they should, or we think they should, this time around it is going to be different. Agencies that are in charge of fighting corruption and making sure that things are done right are now going to focus on local councils as against the state governors the way it was. Because certain times people believe that there are no money in the councils because the governor has control of such funds. So agencies in charge of making sure that the right things are done never focus on councils. But now, the local council, we have to be seeing them as their common visitors. So I think some challenges that will come is making sure that things are done the right way. And if you are not ready to do it the right way as a council chairman, definitely that rain that has been falling on top of the governors will begin to fall on you.
All right. Okay, we certainly look forward to seeing how things develop with this newfound status of local government chairman. Musa Diko, former chairman, Buhari, local government's area council. Many thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Okay, let's now see if we can return to Caleb Gochin in Jos to give us updates on the school collapse over there. Caleb, what can you tell us?
Thank you very much, Dennis. We sincerely apologize. Before the audio went off, I was telling you how sad the people of Plateau State are because of this happening. There was so much rain yesterday, so due to that, we think brought about the collapse of this school. Several students were trapped in it. Rescue team is still on, and all the people that are concerned are here. Red Cross, the fire service, or the security personnel are all here to see that some of the people that are still trapped in here are rescued. We have lost quite a number, but then there is hope will be rescued alive. I'm here with the Commissioner for Information, Plateau State, Musa Ashoms, who has been here, who has been monitoring things, and I'm sure he will speak on how the government feels about this development. You've seen it also.
As a government, this is a sad situation. We woke up today to find that a school called Saints Academy has collapsed. And we had our children and their teachers trapped in the rubble behind, and it's quite unfortunate. We're looking at over 400 people in this school, but thank God that it wasn't the entire school that collapsed. It is just a segment of it. And from the rescue so far, we've realized that about 77 persons have been taken to different hospitals with various degrees of injury, and we've been told reliably that 12 persons have lost their lives. This is quite unfortunate. As a state, we are sad with this situation, and we've called on individuals when we came in. You will recall that we have the Executive Order 003, which frowns at erecting buildings without proper plans, without following ethics and codes. And of course, we have the Jos Metropolitan Development Board, which is the board responsible for looking at these things. And we have asked their plans to this board so that all of these issues will be addressed. But it's quite unfortunate that our future, our youngsters woke up this morning very lively and healthy and going to acquire knowledge, and this has happened to them. So as a government, under the leadership of His Excellency, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Muftua, we are saddened by this situation. We are not happy with what has happened, and we are using this opportunity to call on school owners, property owners, both public and private, to go to the JMDB and clear their books and documents, and they will be advised appropriately by experts in the building industry.
Okay, all right. That's the sad story, and I'm sure from now every step will be taken to ensure that all structures, he has said it, there's an order in place, and I'm sure that our people will be protected more from now onwards. So the challenge is for everyone. Thank you very much, and we hope that the right things will be done. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, Caleb, many thanks for giving us that update, and that's a certainly very unfortunate situation. The Eastern European nation of Belarus has a fair reputation as an industrialized country with special interest in the export of heavy farm implements and agricultural products. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko says his country is eager to partner Nigeria in these areas. He was speaking when he met with Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, in Belarus. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Highlighting agriculture, food processing, industry and education are some of the key areas of cooperation between the two countries. President Lukashenko says his country is aware of several possibilities in Africa's largest economy and willing to commit its resources and expertise to harnessing them for mutual benefits. In anticipation of further collaborations, he says it is the desire of his government to have Belarusian Foreign Affairs Minister visit Nigeria. While appreciating President Lukashenko for granting 20 Nigerian students full scholarship through our pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu told our host that the RHI is widening the scope of women participation in agriculture by empowering them through the Women Agricultural Support Program. Earlier, The First Lady met with the Belarusian Minister of Education, Andrei Ivanets, who pointed out that there is currently a Nigerian student population of about 600 in the country, with many of them doing very well academically. He also informed the First Lady that the Belarusian government hopes to establish specialist training centers in Nigeria. During the First Lady's visit, she also met with the Speaker of Belarusian Parliament, Natalia Kuchanova, and members of the Women's Union of Belarus.
Back here in the Fourth Republic, Nigeria has experienced significant changes in its political landscape through successive elections. These elections have highlighted the evolving dynamics of citizenship, national identity, magnified historical and cultural divisions that need to be addressed to foster a more cohesive and unified nation. Timothy Yusuf reports on a strategic stakeholders roundtable in Abuja towards strengthening social cohesion among citizens.
Nigerians are patriotic.
This strategic roundtable meeting with stakeholders reflects on major events during the 2023 general election. Lagos State was case study, considering some of the contemporary issues thrown up. The Kuka Center, with support from the MacArthur Foundation, is implementing a project focused on strengthening social cohesion in this direction.
The Nigerians have simply withdrawn into the wombs of their tribes and their regions. And increasingly, we are telling each other we are simply different.
The agency is really concerned about this, and our new Director General, Malamisa Onilu, is coming up with a project which he named National Identity Project.
Organizers' approach to this intervention involves engaging multiple stakeholders through dialogue, advocacy, and collaboration. Already, advocacy visits to key stakeholders in Lagos State from October 2023 to February 2024 has long been carried out. Discussion focused on promoting trust and nation building. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Let's shift our attention to electoral matters. Delta State Independent Electoral Commission says it is fully ready to conduct free, fair and credible 2024 local council elections to produce chairmen and councillors that will pilot the affairs of the third tier of government. To this end, measures have been put in place to ensure a hitch-free exercise. Tessie Coker brings us up to speed on the level of preparedness.
There are 25 local government areas in Delta State with 500 wards. The last local government council election was held on March 6, 2021. While there were a few complaints about the conduct of the last election, current DSEC chairman has assured of a seamless exercise.
We, as a commission, were committed to ensure that the outcome of the elections are sacrosanct. The outcome of the elections must reflect the true wishes of the people as expressed through the ballot box.
The Delta State Police Command, in collaboration with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and other security agencies, are already warming up to maintain law and order.
All the polling units have been identified as stipulated by the rules and regulation. All the polling units have been covered by the specific number of personnel that are required to cover each of the polling units. In the light of this is why we decided to partner with every security agency in Delta, sister security agencies, including local hunters.
For this upcoming local government in Delta State, we are well prepared. At least we have deployed more than 1,700 personnel for electioneering duty.
On 13 July 2024, the umpire will be conducting the local government election in all the 25 local government council areas to elect chairmen and councillors. In Asaba, Tessie Coker, NTA News.
And Tessie Coker joins us now to brief us more on how things are developing ahead of these elections. Tessie, what can you tell us about the preparedness? As you said in your reports, things are looking positive. What else can you tell us about it?
you, Dennis. Here in Delta State, the Delta State Independent Electoral Commission is adequately prepared for the 13th July local government elections in the 25 local government areas of Delta State. And of course, as at last week, Dennis, they've sent non-sensitive materials across the 25 local government areas. Then today, shortly before we join you here for Nationwide, at the CBN, non-sensitive materials were already taken to various local government areas of Delta State. As at now, the distribution is ongoing. And of course, we also saw that the list of ad hoc staff they've been distributed. They told us that the list of ad hoc staff were been displayed at their local governments for the ad hoc staff to go about their duty tomorrow. And of course, the Delta State governor, in the person of Sheriff Oborobori, in his own wisdom, has directed state civil servants to vacate their office at 12 noon today to ensure that they go to their various polling units or wards to prepare for the local government election. He actually wants all Deltans to participate. And of course, like the security agency, they are collaborating adequately. We saw the police and all of that, the stakeholders involved in this exercise, that tomorrow will be a hitch-free exercise. Then I would like to tell you that before now, there have been a series of campaigns from one political party to the other, trying to woo their electorate on tomorrow's election. And all they keep saying is that they want a peaceful election, they want a free and fair, credible election for tomorrow.
Okay, Tessie, many thanks for giving us that update, and we certainly hope things will turn out positive during Election Day. Thank you. Okay, let's now head over to Lagos for the next set of reports. And Hingano John Adams is our guide. Hello, Hingano. Set of reports. And Hingano John.
Nigeria is exploring opportunities in science, innovation and technology to drive economic growth and create jobs that will improve the quality of life of citizens. This was the thrust at the maiden edition of the Nigeria-EU Innovation Program to accelerate the translation of research and innovation into products, services, businesses and jobs in Africa and Europe. Adeola Komiakere reports that the two-day event was declared open by the EU ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Samuel Isopi.
Nigeria's quest to grow her economy through science, technology and innovation is receiving a boost through the cooperation with the EU. This platform is expected to unlock homegrown solutions to most of its pressing challenges in the country and the African continent, with primary focus on healthcare, agriculture, industry, and the creative sectors.
These pillars reflect our mission to educate, empower, and to engage Nigeria's youth.
Let us bridge the gap, because we need to bring the strength of the private sector to the strength of the scientists and engineers, and then that's how the innovation can be well funded.
The European Union ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Samuela Isopi, said the initiative is to demonstrate Africa's ingenuity, which can promote sustainable solutions with a global reach, and celebrate the remarkable synergy between Nigerian and European research institutions, universities, and innovators.
The European Union will support the government's initiative to roll out the 120,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable across Nigeria, and we look forward to working together on digitalizing government services, which is a notable plan of this administration.
The sustainability component is linked to the funding. We need to make sure that the funding that is allocated, if it's donors funding, if it's governmental funding, is indeed ensuring the enduring rollout of a given program.
Other areas of the program is to create a global gateway to facilitate knowledge exchange around funding and collaborative opportunities that can address global challenges and create a dynamic Africa-EU innovation corridor for young innovators to drive the needed change. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
Talking education, which is undeniably the most powerful tool to change the world for the better, and when a strong foundation is laid for children, it enhances their innate abilities to progress. This is what pioneer students of the Smuggling Comprehensive High School, Ifako-Ijaye, want to achieve through the donation of computers to develop students' knowledge in information technology as a way of giving back to their alma mater. Diana Ajale reports.
Technology remains a functional tool and an essential component for educational, professional and personal development in today's world. With the rapidly growing economies of the world seeking solutions to challenges, technology therefore plays a crucial role in providing the needed skills to enhance productivity. This computer laboratory, provided by a set of 84 students of Smuggling Comprehensive High School, Ifako-Ijaye, Lagos, is an incubation room for ideas in the development of problem-solving skills, where students can engage in hands-on learning experiences for coding, software development for data analysis, and digital design.
We want them to go out there and to shine. We are so happy that we have been able to achieve that.
The whole essence of this project is for us to give back to society.
The 50 computer systems connected to solar energy will serve many functions.
Now that WAEC is migrating to alternate CBT test, the system is actually updated and ready for any CBT exam.
The beneficiaries say it will inspire young talents to strive for academic excellence.
This collaborative effort is a welcome development to make sure that education in Lagos State is not just lying stagnant.
Some of them are now coding, which I think that opportunity is not even open to other schools.
I would like to appreciate the 1984 set for this privilege and opportunity they've given to us.
The project is part of activities marking the 40th anniversary celebration of the set of 84 students alumni of Smuggling Comprehensive High School, Ifako-Ijaye. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
That's it from Lagos. It's now time for some messages. Dennis will be back with the news in Abuja.
Welcome back to Abuja. President Bola Tinubu felicitates with Professor Wole Soyinka as he celebrates his 90th birthday Saturday, 13th July. President Tinubu says Professor Soyinka, the first African to win the Nobel Literature Prize in 1986, deserves all the accolades as he marks the milestone. The president is delighted to announce the decision of the federal government to rename the National Theatre in Igamu, Surulere as the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and the Creative Arts. Tinubu extols the virtues of Professor Soyinka, his struggles for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria, his unwavering dedication to the values of human dignity and justice, as well as his remarkable literary achievements locally and internationally. He urges him to continue to inspire citizens to build a nation where people are free from oppression and can fulfill their dreams. Meanwhile, the federal government is supporting smallholder farmers who lost their ginger plantations as a result of a disease outbreak. Known as ginger blight, the disease affected Nigeria's foreign earnings from export of the cash crop. Musa Baba Aliu has more.
This is what ginger plants look like. It is a root crop with high economic value. Nigeria is Africa's largest producer of the crop and the world's second largest. However, the production of the cash crop dropped drastically in 2023 due to the outbreak of ginger blight. This development has brought about a major challenge to the social and economic well-being of ginger farmers, mostly in Kaduna State. A farmer in Zankwa, Kaduna State, told me he lost ginger worth 25 million naira in 2023 to the disease.
Some went to the bank, some went to individual, because they believe at the end of it they are going to do a bumper harvest. But very unfortunate, this disease or fungi disease came on board, and he hindered the production of ginger.
To this end, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, received the approval of the President for intervention. The National Agricultural Development Fund is therefore mandated to identify genuine farmers, train them on good agronomic practices, and encourage them to plant alternative crops.
The aim is to support the smallholder farmers to plant alternative crops, as their farmlands are not suitable for ginger cultivation for now. They are being supported with fertilizer, improved seeds, and chemicals.
We basically concentrated on those that own the smallest hectareage in terms of farmlands to benefit from this particular intervention. And we've done this in 3 local governments that covered at least all the 7 local governments that were affected.
5,000 farmers with 0.5 to 1 hectares have been supported.
We'll now use this fertilizer to produce an alternative crop that will give them the opportunity to begin to secure ginger seeds whenever the disease is over.
Urea that we are now receiving here is 35,000 in the market, which of course the government alleviated from this very suffering that they are giving us this fertilizer. I'm very grateful.
Even though Nigeria ginger output this year will remain the same, the intervention by the National Agricultural Development Fund is expected to significantly increase maize and sorghum production in the country. From Kafanchan, Kaduna State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
In other news, enriching the capacity and enhancing the professional skills of the workforce of the NTA are the commitments the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development and the Center for Leadership and Training are making in offering their expertise to promote professionalism beyond broadcasting. Elizabeth Omori reports that NTA's boss, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, represented by the Executive Director, Administration and Training, assured the organizations of unflinching support.
Sociologists believe provides opportunity to strengthen existing skills and learn new ones to enhance individual or organizational performance. And the NTA is committed to this to meet up with global trends in broadcasting. For this reason, the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, which has been in existence for 35 years, is soliciting the support of the NTA to drive its mandate and offer trainings to build a workforce with positive attitude for organizational development.
We have our training calendars every year. It used to be turned out. We want you to patronize as many because I'm sure most of the topics will benefit your staff.
On your upcoming annual trainers conference, in whatever area we can assist you to ensure that it comes up and runs smoothly, you can count on our support in that regard.
In another meeting, the Citizens and Leadership Training Center also sought the collaboration of the NTA to project its activities, focusing on molding individuals to become responsible citizens.
Assist Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, to be more known out there, and so that our mandate is better known to the members of the public, and what we are trying to achieve through the National Assembly, have the support of Nigerians.
Your goals and objectives are similar to those of the Nigerian Television Authority, and you can consider the NTA as a platform that you can use in projecting some of these values.
Reorientation of the youth, culture of volunteerism for national development, patriotism and ethics were part of issues raised. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
In the meantime, public relations has been identified as a tool for building international relations aimed at projecting a nation's image and interests globally. Omenka Amarachukwu reports that this was at the second Nigerian Institute of Public Relations Special Diamond Anniversary Induction for media and allied practitioners in Abuja.
For admission into the membership of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations.
That oath by the new inductees was the peak of activities marking the second NIPR Diamond Anniversary induction for media and allied practitioners with the charge to uphold the ethics and standard of the profession.
So we are going to use our office to promote positive news. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm happy to be in the space where the skills that we have learned over the last couple of days will be brought to bear as we discharge our assignment.
Wherever I find myself, I will be a brand ambassador of this great country.
Stakeholders say the addition of 540 inductees into the profession is an indication that public relations is getting better in the best interest of the country.
Let us speak from the point of view of patriotism or believing in the nation. As young people come into journalism, stand by the truth.
Your graduation today is not an end to learning or the beginning of new studies.
So you should be proud of who you are. All right? On the basis of that, I hereby confer on all of you the membership of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations.
This is the second batch of inductees into the profession as part of Institute's Golden Jubilee Anniversary. In Abuja, Wole Soyinka, NTA News.
All right, we now join Sadia in our Sokoto Network Center for the next set of reports. Hello, Sadia.
Nigerian Customs Service Sokoto Zamfara State Command has scaled up operations to curtail activities of smugglers with another round of auctioning to the public more than 55,000 litres of seized premium motor spirits, PMS. Custom Area Controller Sokoto Zamfara Command Kamal Mohammed disclosed that the product has a duty-paid value of over 38.6 million naira. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa has details.
The service noted that despite subsidy removal, economic subversives are taking advantage of the comparatively low price of fuel in Nigeria by smuggling it out for sale in neighboring countries at exorbitant rate at the expense of law-abiding citizens. 28,116 litres of PMS were seized by the operators of Zone B, Operation Whirlwind, while Sokoto Zamfara Command Patrol Team made a seizure of 20,030 litres of the product. The auctioning to the general public at a token of 180 naira per litre is in line with the directive of the Nigeria Customs Service High Command.
At this juncture, let me use this medium to pass across the Controller General of Customs message to smugglers, which is Nigerian Customs Service will run you out of your illegitimate business.
The command recently auctioned 11,270 litres of petrol intercepted by personnel of the Zone B Operation Whirlwind in Sokoto Zamfara axis and sold to the host community at subsidized price. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
As part of efforts to enhance security in the country, the Nigerian Immigration Service Command and Staff College, Sokoto, has reiterated its determination to enhance existing synergy with other security agencies to tackle security challenges and human trafficking in the country. The newly deployed commandant of the highest Immigration Command and Staff College, Sokoto, Bala Aliyu Dangana, gave the indication in Sokoto. Belata Abdullahi reports.
The Immigration Command and Staff College, Sokoto, is the highest policy institution of the service, established to improve the capacity, productivity, and performance of personnel to meet global standards. It is an institute where superintendents, chief superintendents, and controllers of immigration service are trained and equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to perform their duties effectively. The new new commandant of the college, Bala Aliyu Dangana, a former comptroller, Lagos State Command of the service, is expected to bring positive transformation to the college. The Nigerian Immigration Service has intensified efforts to tackle irregular migration, human trafficking, and other forms of transborder crimes in collaboration with other security agencies.
We are going to emphasize, we are going to rebuild our curriculum, improve on it, and with the prevalent security challenges, we are going to invite both security experts, both locally and internationally, that will come once in a while and give us lectures on professional aspect of this thing. So we are going to combine all resources, every available resource, to make sure the courses impact on our officers' performance.
Deputy Commandant of the College, Jinjo, assured the newly posted Commandant of the staff support and professional conduct. In Sokoto, Lalatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And that's it from Sokoto for now. It's now back to Dennis in Abuja for more Nationwide.
Settling disputes out of court and adopting arbitration as alternative to conflict resolution have been described as advantageous to both the courts and parties involved in disputes. These were the submissions of speakers at a lecture organized in honor of the late Vice-Chancellor of the Kwara State University, Professor Mohammed Mustafa Akambi, SAN. Here is Ahmed Fulani's reports.
Disputes occur between two or more people because of individual differences. Finding solution to disputes, however, becomes imperative, and doing so outside the court of law was the focus of this lecture at the instance of the law students of Kwara State University, Malete. Speakers at the lecture highlighted some of the benefits of arbitration, which include quick resolution of disputes, less complications, promotes cordial relationship, ensure privacy, and is also less expensive, among other benefits.
The general public to embrace online dispute resolution, which is even better than alternative dispute resolution, which arbitration is part, in that it is less expensive.
There are cases in court that, looking at it as a judex, you know that those cases should not even have their ways into the court's docket. The proper venue for resolution of those issues would be at the court door system.
Sometimes workload might be too much on the judiciary, so arbitration is another means of going to settle disputes instead of going to court.
Wife of the honoree, the late Vice-Chancellor of Kwasu, Mrs. Shakirat Akobi, appreciated the honor done her husband even after 2 years he passed on, stressing that she will always champion what he stood for.
It gives me joy that people still remember him for all the good he has done, and it's always takes me down memory lane.
The program was themed Arbitration Today, confronting challenges and capitalizing on opportunities.
Well, that concludes Nationwide. Thanks for watching from me and the production team. Enjoy the rest of your evening.